Welcome everybody. We've already started. It's the Vet with Pets podcast. I'm Elliot.
And I'm Becky.
I'm just getting logged onto the laptop because we've got some questions to do, question and answer, and you've got a quiz for me.
Yeah, I've got a quiz.
Yeah, what else are we doing?
Just to catch up on, because you've got a new goat. Then we just thought we've had a few feline behaviour cats in the last few weeks, haven't we? So we thought we'd do a cat issue.
Yep.
And go through what makes a cat, why cats do what they do, and then what they have to cope with sometimes by living with us.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the issues and the reasons for them being stressed or eating in the wrong place, weeing in the wrong place will all become apparent.
Yeah. I think the cats are one of those species. Well, it's cats and dogs, really, isn't it? Everyone thinks they know how to look after a cat, and know how to look after a dog, and sometimes just don't really question things.
And I always think cats are so independent, and in some cases they are, but in some cases they are so fussy, and they will just hide their feelings as well until they can't anymore. Whereas a dog normally will let you know a bit sooner.
Yeah.
And I suppose we thought about it, because we were talking about that you might be moving or planning on moving, and how you're going to move Tarka.
We've put an offer in on a house which has been accepted. So we've got a mortgage in principle. The offer's been put in and been accepted. We knew it'd be accepted because we spoke to the owner of the house. And we come to an agreement then verbally, and then put it in.
Perfect.
And so I think the estate agent is going to mark it sold subject to contract today. I think I just need to confirm the solicitor, and then we're just waiting to hear back from the mortgage advisor.
And then you'll just be waiting
if we can actually afford it. So yeah, I mean, hopefully I sort of want it to move as quick as what it can do, and there's no real reason why not.
No.
So the current owner of the property has already got somewhere else that she's bought. She doesn't need to sell this one to buy the next one.
Nice.
But then she is waiting. So the next one is in a bit more of a chain. So she is waiting for those people to move out, but she has already got that property.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And then you haven't got a chain behind you because you're not selling.
No, so we're first-time buyers. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I was saying about Tarka, because all the other animals will set up their enclosures and get everything ready.
Yeah.
The dogs are always under control. Whereas the cat, you're just like, I don't know, it's just like, here you go, off you go.
Tarka's so easy.
Out into the outside world.
Whereas with mine, it was not like that at all. It was really stressful.
We might keep it as an indoor cat, or we might get one of those collars that does zap him if he goes too far.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to take any risks. And he's used to roaming quite a lot at home.
Yeah.
And this house, it's only set back from the road like 10, 20 metres or so, which worries me. It's not a busy road. Well, it is a busy road, to be fair. It's not an A road.
No. Sometimes that's worse, I think, when there's odd cars going fast rather than going all the time. Because I remember when we lived on Balmont Road, which there's always traffic, then, I didn't worry as much because they just didn't go near it. Whereas when we were on the country road, it was a bit more because they just take their chances. It was more the stress of like moving house, and when I remember doing mine and having to move, like plan out where we were going to put the furniture for the cat room on the lorry. We were putting that on at the end so that we could get it out first, and were they all going to get on? And they did start fighting, and it was just a nightmare. Whereas Tarka is, from that point of view, he's quite easy.
I don't think he'll mind too much.
No, I don't think he will.
No, I think he'll be okay. Well, they're saying that he's never moved before, but I don't think it'll be a big deal.
No. I know, because we lived in a first floor flat before, but with its own stairs. Nemo kept running up the stairs in the house to try and it looked like he was trying to get back to where he used to be. It was really sad. He soon got used to it, but it was just, he was an odd cat.
No, I don't know. We'll see. See how we get on.
So what have you got to move all together? So you've got...
So we've got... Well, I'll start with the easy stuff. So we've got the 3 dogs and the cat. And then we've got the geckos, 2 geckos. We've got the 3 tortoises. We've got the goldfish. We've got 10 guinea pigs, 3 rabbits. And then we've got... The aviary birds are going to split up a bit. So we've got the 2 parakeets. So I'm going to make them their own aviary.
Oh, okay.
And then we've got the 5 cockatiels and the 2 budgies and the finch, which will go into a separate aviary. And then we've got Jack and the 5 pigeons.
Will that be 6? Because we've got one here waiting.
Yeah, there's one here waiting to come and join the flock. So it'll be 6 pigeons. And the 2 chickens. So Jack, the 6 pigeons, and the 2 chickens we live in together. But again, there's a large aviary. Well, it's not currently an aviary. Large area that we're going to enclose as an aviary. So we've got those, and then we've got the 3 jackdaws, and then we've got all the goats. So probably be maybe 8 goats by the time we come to move, and then we've got the 2 Shetland ponies. So, yeah, it will be quite a lot to move.
The fish will be a pain.
Yeah, but I've got the spare tank which started leaking, so I re-sealed it, and then it carried on leaking, and then I put it outside, and then it's just filled up with water. So I don't know. So I might get someone to professionally reseal it, or at least someone who knows what they're doing, and just pay a bit, because that's a much bigger tank. So what I'll do is set that tank up.
Oh, so you've got it all ready to go.
Yeah, I'll even transport some of his existing water over and put it in that one. Maybe get a new filter as well.
It's so much to think about when you've got pets, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be a big move.
Your stuff as well.
But then, I mean, I'm hoping that we do really like the property, so I'm hoping that it does all go through. Yeah. So it's a 2-bedroom cottage with a 1-bedroom annex, which we'll use as one whole property, with then some outbuildings and about 4.5 acres. So, yeah, so it'd be really nice. But probably, if it does go through, we'll be moving in the winter. So what we'll probably do is just move everybody. We won't have any money to build the aviaries and stuff at that point anyway. But then come springtime, we'll get the aviaries constructed and they can start going outside and stuff. We'll need to do some refencing as well. Create a new track for Shetland ponies.
I was going to say the track will be...
Yeah,
but you can move some of the stuff you've got on your track.
Yeah. So it will be quite an effort to move everything. So
it'll be nice.
But I mean, hopefully, Mum and Dad have been very generous helping with the deposit for it, because they'd like their house back to do its holiday let. So they've helped out with that. So hopefully we'll be able to vote them into helping move as well. Yeah. And Emma's family nearby too.
You could walk the ponies and the goats.
I suppose you could. Yeah, no, you could. Oh, man. We could walk the ponies. We'll put them in the trailer, but you could walk them.
You could walk them.
It's not that far away at all.
So that'd be really nice.
So that's very exciting. Yeah, and then we've got Dulcie, the new goat. So Dulcie joined us, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago now. Yeah, 2 weeks, Friday perhaps.
Is her personality coming out now?
Yeah, she's really sweet. She's very calm.
Is she?
She's slightly reserved, I suppose, would be the word for it, but she's not bothered about people and she's not afraid or anything. She's quite happy to come up to you. We had some visitors come around yesterday. So yesterday was the first day I put her out with all the other goats.
Oh yeah, I saw your video of that.
Yeah, and that went really well so far.
It's funny how they do such dramatic headbutts. It's not violent, but they just jump up so far before they hit their heads. Yeah.
But it's all show as well.
Yeah, it's really showy.
I don't know, they do lay into each other from time to time too, but a lot of it is show. The rearing up and knocking horns. So yeah, but then we had her results all came back negative. However, Gizmo's results didn't. So Gizmo, the black billy goat, unfortunately he had a positive Yoni's sample came back, so we'll be culling him. It's as low as it can possibly be read, so we could retest. It could just be like a false positive, but I was planning on selling him for breeding anyway.
But then you can't.
But we're not going to. I couldn't in good faith sell him for breeding if he's had even a slight hint of something.
He's been negative up till now, though.
Yeah, all his others have been negative. So it could well be a false positive, but I don't take that risk. And also he's really annoying anyway, so it's actually keeping him separate and stuff and not letting him outside. He's adolescent, it's not really fair on him.
No, he's not going to adapt to that.
He's not going to... No, he's just shut in the pen at the moment and he's trying to bash his way out.
Getting frustrated.
Which means I need to remind Emily actually to get him booked in to go. But,
It's a shame.
It is a real shame, yeah.
It's just
it's sort of making me think, I don't know whether we'll carry on doing the owners testing because I put a lot of value in it, but I'm not sure that other buyers and breeders do. No. So I'm sort of thinking...
It's like vaccination, isn't it? It needs everyone to be on board with it.
Yeah, it sort of does to make it worthwhile.
Otherwise, you're just getting a lot of stress from it.
Yeah,
you're trying to do
and actually it's not improving the sale
value.
value of the goats or anything. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I need to talk to Emily about it a bit more. But we'll probably have some goats to stay for stud as well this autumn, which I've said yes to. Yeah. But I need to figure out how that's going to work if we are moving as well. So
is that sort of thing will be easier once you have moved, won't it?
Well, yeah, once we have moved, then we can set up. Well, once we have moved and then we've saved up a bit more money again,
Yeah,
then we'll be able to set
it.
up for it and it'll be okay.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. It's stressful as well.
Oh yeah.
What I don't like is just the fact that I don't like the lack of control with.
Yeah.
We've done everything that we can,
Yeah.
and I worked really hard to put us in a position to get to this stage, and now we're just waiting on mortgage. Someone else just be like, they can have this, or
and then
no,
it'll
they
be
can't.
the solicitors doing their job, and both solicitors. You need two lots of solicitors that are working together. And
We'll see. But I'm sure it will all be fine.
Yeah, it will just be waiting. It will just be being patient.
Yeah, it'll just be waiting, and I don't like waiting. I'd rather just crack on and
me.
get it sorted. So
So yes, that's your pet update.
that's my pet update. I don't think it's anything else. Sweep is poorly again. Actually, the cockatiel.
No.
He's all snotty again. Though he is now trying to bite me again, which is good because he'd stopped doing that because his face was sore.
Sarabi, she's snotty again as well.
Yeah.
She's happy though. She's attacking everyone again and playing. And a tracker came today, so she'll be going out again now. So that's nice.
That'd be good.
So she won't irritate everyone in the house as much.
I wonder if she will still stay close to the house, or whether she'll go.
I think she will, because when she's been out in the garden with us and with her, to start with, she was a bit nervous, and then all she's done is go and lay under a bush that we call her office, because that was her favourite place to go and sit. So yeah, she hasn't wanted to even try and get in with the chickens until this week. So and then one of them's molting now, and the other one's broody. So there's feathers everywhere in the garden.
Yeah, our ducky boys are molting. There's feathers everywhere.
And Jack wasn't he?
Yeah, Jack looks the right state at the moment. Yeah, he's starting to grow a little bit back, but he looks a mess.
He looks so funny when he molts.
He goes all naked on his head. But no, the gardens are right state, 'cause it's been so dry for so long.
Yeah, ours is the same.
I take it for granted normally, because of course we've got the rabbits and guinea pigs, which just graze it. The worms will be taking all the poo away, and all the duck feathers. The worms will take those as well. Yeah. But at the moment, it's just like completely coated in rabbit and guinea pig poo, which we're not worried about. But we had some visitors around yesterday, and they were a bit self-conscious. So actually, it's like an arid wasteland.
And it's all dry.
Covered. It's so dry.
It just looks, and I want to mow the grass because some of it is long, but it's still. It seems to be growing, but just like hay rather than.
Yeah, ours is just so dry. But
we did have some rain today.
I had a walk with the kids this morning actually, and so the brook at the bottom of our drive, which is the one that floods.
Yeah.
In places now, it's dried up so much that you can just walk along it.
Really.
And that's the one that in the winter, like.
Yeah, floods your house.
Floods our house.
At least you don't have to worry about that.
And right now, it's like completely bone dry. Because the Ola went down to investigate because we could see some footprints. We wanted to work out if they were sheep or deer. We worked out it's probably sheep that's come from the farm up the road.
Yeah.
Because normally they come down to
They're
the brook to
thinking they could have a drink.
but there's no water in it, so they're walking along it until they get to where there's water. So I think they've got other water sources available.
Yeah, they're not.
But they're creatures of habit. Like if that's where they think that there's going to be water, they'll keep going back there just because that's what they used to do.
normally do.
Yeah.
Bless them.
So I don't know. Rain is what we need. We had like a drizzle this morning,
Yeah, it
but
wasn't much.
nothing significant.
No. Yeah, and all three cats came in. They were like, they were grumpy. They've had no rain for ages, and then all of a sudden,
Can't cope with
worst
shower.
day ever.
So I'm like yawning away, so tired.
Well, should we move on to the cat stuff?
Yeah, move on to the cat stuff then.
So I've called it Understanding Domestic Cats. And it's just that we've had so many, just the common things that we see, haven't we? Like inappropriate urination, blocked cats, over-grooming, and just sort of stress, really. And quite often, until you say to people that cats get stressed, I don't think a lot of people don't realise that they do. And then once you have had a stressed cat, you become like in tune with it. Yeah, and that's why I did my nursing certificate first of all, because Garth, our old cat, started spraying on curtains, and I was like, I need to know what's going on. So did a certificate in it. So the first thing, because I've had a few diet ones over the last few weeks where I've had one that's getting aggressive because they're hungry, but is overweight, so it's not an option to just feed them more. And then we've had a few as well that with stress that are over grooming. So if you look at a feral cat, which would be the closest thing really to a domestic cat, have you got hair in your tea?
I'm just pulling a hair out of my mouth. That's in my tea.
Should be used to that here. At least it's just a hair. So cats need to explore and they need to hunt for food.
Yeah.
Which, when we put that into a domestic setting, quite often, the one I was talking to just, had the food and water bowl down together. Actually, it had a food bowl with dry food downstairs and a food bowl with dry food upstairs. So it didn't even need to go up and down the stairs to get any food. Then naturally they'd eat small meals through the day, which is like 9 to 12 meals. Then the thing I forgot...
9 to 12, I didn't think it'd be that many.
And then some of those would be failed attempts at hunting if it was a wild cat. And so what came up that I forgot, because it was in my course notes, so I learned it at one stage, was that owners might think that the cat's fussy because it goes, just eats like 1 or 2 biscuits and then goes back again. And they think, they don't like that food anymore. But they do. It's just, that is what they should be doing. And if you think you put a whole pouch down for a cat, that's a lot. That's going to fill its stomach up. And so if they're only eating a quarter of their pouch, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like that wet food. And obviously the food companies don't do anything to...
No. They just want you to buy more
they just
food.
want you to buy more food.
Different flavours
and
or whatever.
And you'll see, like, some of them will be doing 50-gram pouches or little 50-gram...
the little pop things.
Sheba do it as well. And so they know. And then you think, my cats really like those 50-gram ones, but they can manage 50 grams, but 100 they don't really want to eat. So I thought that was quite an interesting one. And then finding and eating food would take up a lot of their day.
Yes.
Whereas if we've got an indoor cat... they're not really having to do much, really. So boredom's quite a lot of it.
Yeah, I often describe it to people as they're pro snackers. That's what they're designed to do. It's just a snack, isn't it?
Yeah, through the day. And then we'll either get the cats that are getting bored because they can't hunt for their food, and most cats will naturally snack, and so they wouldn't overfeed. But then we do get the proportion of cats that they're bored or they're stressed, which can cause them to overeat. And so then once they've got a bowl of food down ad lib, they'll just eat that all day long and become obese. So it can work both ways, really. And then the other thing is that a prey, like a mouse or bird, would have a high water content. So in the wild, they won't really drink. But then our cats need to drink if they're on dry food and wet food. So you just need to make sure that the water is available and in a way that they want it, really.
And accessible.
Yes, and it shouldn't be next to the food. It should be at least a metre away from the food, and ideally in a glass or a ceramic bowl, because they prefer that, and they like it to be wide enough that their whiskers don't touch the sides. So when we say cats are independent, they are actually, quite fussy. And obviously they'll drink because they have to drink to survive. But if they're not enjoying that, and then they're not enjoying other aspects of it all just builds up, and they get stressed and they start weeing on your curtains.
So in conclusion, they're just annoying, really.
Yeah. No, they've just got their little way they like to do things, and they've got to try and work around us. And then also they would hunt and eat alone. Even if you've got a feral colony, they won't share food.
No.
It's not like lions where they would hunt and then bring it back. They like to eat on their own. So then when you've got a multi-cat household and one food bowl, that's also not natural either. And some cats will be fine with that or put up with it. But again, when more and more things pile on top, then they'll get more stressed. So the main things we see from that a lot is, obesity is probably the main one, isn't it? And getting bored and depressed. Sometimes aggression as well, which was the one I saw this week. Because the cat was just bored, I think. He just needed more to do. And it was waking the owner up in the middle of the night, running around doing zoomies and meowing. So I recommended there's some little mice that you can get that you can top up with the dry food, and you can place them around the house for them to find them. Remove both the dry food bowls. And then when it has wet food, I said about putting it in 3 different places around the house. So splitting the pouch up into 3 and keep changing up where they put it. So it actually has to hunt for it.
To find it.
And a lot of cats will actually enjoy it.
Well, the thing is as well, I think a lot of people don't recognise the genetic factors behind it as well. Like the average sort of pet cat that someone goes out and gets was probably fathered by a feral male.
Yes.
Realistically.
Yeah.
So even if the mum is like a pet in the home, it's probably like the local bully cat that's fathered that litter.
Yeah.
So potentially you've got a cat which has been bred as a feral and lived a feral life from feral parents,
so
possibly.
It's so closely related to what it would naturally
be doing. And then you're taking the offspring of that cat and expecting them just to sleep on the end of your bed all night.
Yeah.
And it's unrealistic.
It's exactly, because with dogs it's so different, they're so far removed from what they were naturally, but with cats it's still very close.
And I would say in dogs more than cats probably, there's been more intensive inbreeding and selective breeding for traits. There has in some cat breeds, to be fair, but not quite the same level as dogs.
And in some, actually, in cats with the breeding, it does work the opposite way. So you've got things like the Bengals that are real high prey animals. They want they want to hunt prey, and then you get people paying a lot of money for a Bengal cat, so they don't let it out because it's and it has got a high prey drive. So it can work the other way as well. Otherwise, you've got cats like my ragdolls. Bring me a leaf.
Completely pointless.
But they're so happy. They're good for the wildlife.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're chill, and they're used to being in a house, and they're used to being with other cats. It's sort of in their genetics. But like you said, with the domestic cats, the short haired or long hairs, it's
more just like the average. I'd say the average clientele that we see.
Yeah.
They've just seen one advertised on Facebook, or a friend had a litter or whatever, because they just didn't get their cat neutered as they probably should have done.
Yeah.
And then the new owner just goes and gets one of those kittens.
Yeah.
So.
And it is the fun thing about cats, I think. It's like the ragdolls, they are nice and they are funny when they're trying to play and things.
I'd like to have a ragdoll.
They fit in.
But I would
really
shave
well.
them though.
Yeah. Well, mine get their beards and their bum
I would cut all the hair
shaved.
off.
And that's the thing. So then you breed these, and then that's the unnatural thing about them and the Maine Coons and things. They can't groom themselves properly, and the Persians. Yeah. So it does. Yeah. Problems happen when we breed things too much. Or when we try and domesticate things too much. Because then, so the next thing I put was territory is really important to understand with your cats. So the domestic cats originated from African wild cats, so they were solitary, which is they're solitary hunters, they live by themselves, and they're territorial. But we have sort of created where they come and live around humans, feral colonies. But even then, they wouldn't hunt together. They don't sort of mutually groom and that as much as our cats would in the house. No. But they will be cooperative, they'll build a group, they'll scent share, and that's what we need to understand when we're trying to introduce one cat to another cat, when you're buying you know, a new cat or bringing a new cat into the house. So normally, even if you've got a group of feral cats and an outsider comes along that doesn't share that group scent and hasn't put the time in building up that trust, then they'll get chased off. And when we put that into when we're living in like an urban area,
all those cats are essentially living
as
outsiders.
And then if they get really bad, they'll be known as a despot.
A despot.
That's the name of a cat.
What, as in death?
No,
spot?
despot. Like,
despot. Okay.
Yeah, despot. DESPOT.
Okay.
And so when you've got a cat, normally an unneutered male that hangs around an area and gets into fights, tries to mate with all the females, breaks into your house to steal the food, that's known as a despot cat. But you wouldn't really get that in nature as such, because it would get chased off by the group. But because that cat is being fed by someone in their house normally, all the other cats are trying to get on with their life and being harassed. And we see that a lot, don't we, with cats coming in with bite wounds and abscesses. And we normally say if they've got bites and scratches around the head, they've got involved in the fight. If they've got a bite on the bum, they were running away. That's when they've been
when they turn to run away.
Yes, we can. It depends on how much sympathy we give them in the consult. But it's really important to remember that they are really territorial, and they'll get more territorial between the ages of 3 and 6. So that's when we see more stress in cats as well.
That makes sense.
Because they've sort of settled down, they like to have their own area, they'll have a core area. Which
so it's not even really adolescence age then, really?
No, it's later. Adolescence, they're still willing to like be friends and play with other cats and things, but normally between 3 and 6, they're like, I've done all that now, I just want to settle down, have my own space, have some peace. So they have their core area where their food and their water, sometimes a litter tray if it was an indoor cat as well, and where they can sleep without being disturbed, and they know they're safe, so that would be like their core area, and then they have 2 other areas out from that then. So their outer area, they wouldn't really tend to like mark and things as much.
No, I guess it's an area that they would be aware of, and that they know their way around it, but it wouldn't really be theirs. And
then they would pick up on who else was marking in that area then, of what they were up to. And quite often, it was in that BBC programme the cats will build at different times when they go out, and they'll
Yeah,
try and avoid each other.
that was a few years ago now, wasn't it? When they put trackers and stuff on and cameras. And worked out they just timeshare really effectively.
Yeah. And that's it. And if you've got a high density of cats, or then a new cat moves in, or I sometimes say, like, if a dog moves into another garden where they would normally use as a cut through, or it can really just throw all the cats in that area out in one go. So there's a lot going on in the background of cats, I think, that we don't necessarily see.
Yeah. But I think that's part of it. We don't see it. Like with the dogs, you're always with your dog if it's out. Like,
and you know what
and
stresses
you're sort of controlling its engagement and stuff, rightly or wrongly in some
ways.
ways.
And you can move it away.
Yeah. Whereas with cats, again, you just chuck them out the door and like, fend
let
for yourself.
Get on with it. And the other interesting thing was that windows are really recent in relation to how old cats are.
Yeah.
And so they could always just get away from the household situation.
Yeah.
And they couldn't see out and not do anything.
Yes.
Whereas now, if you don't have a cat flap, they're either stuck in looking at that cat outside and they can't do anything about it.
And they can't get away.
So that was really interesting, I thought, as well.
But then it probably also reflects changes in how cats are kept as well.
Yes,
really,
because they wouldn't have just been indoor before, and they would have been also, they wouldn't have been fed as much as they are now.
No way.
They would have been hunting and letting off some of that steam as well.
Yeah.
So,
But probably
and
also
they wouldn't have lived as long.
No, they wouldn't have lived anywhere near as long, but also slightly more naturalistic in terms of thinking about, I don't know, a couple of centuries ago, there wouldn't have been neutering, for example.
No.
So they would have all been living as semi-feral sort of colonies, wouldn't they?
Spraying inside their castles or their little cottages.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
This would be so rank.
It would just stank, but they would all had all their animals in the house anyway.
Yeah, true.
Imagine having Apollo in the house.
Well, you wouldn't have the goat in the house.
Didn't they? They had like...
No, if they were high value.
Yeah.
Or if it was really cold in winter, you bring them inside.
If people only had like one cow or one goat, they bought them in, didn't they? Yeah, it would have been terrible.
And ends up getting a cow, actually.
That would be nice.
A house cow to milk. Not to go in the house. I keep having to like...
Then I said...
For me, a house cow is a cow that you keep for the house.
Oh, yeah, because you do.
Not a cow that you keep in the house.
No, like some people do.
It's causing some confusion.
And they lie on a sofa.
Yeah, we won't have a cow on the sofa.
But I did say that you should sell the milk to the practice,
yeah,
so that we don't have to keep going to Lidl anymore.
Fresh milk.
Just invoice the practice. Yeah. And then the other thing that was interesting about that actually is that cats don't really leave their territory, whereas we enforce vet visits and cattery visits on them. So the more we can make those as comfortable for them as possible, because to them that's really unnatural to be leaving their territory and coming into another place. So that's important. And we've got information leaflets in reception about that. And we're cat friendly here, aren't we? Once you get to us, the way we do everything's quite cat friendly.
Should we do a couple of the Facebook questions?
Yeah, go on then.
Because I think there's some that we've sort of covered a bit there. So one that I got asked is it best to stick to one type of food or change it when a cat, inverted commas, goes off the food he's loved previously?
Oh yes, we have covered that a bit. And also, they'll like what they had as a kitten. So if they're fed lots of different textures, a bit like children, I suppose, if they're fed different textures and flavours and smells when they're a kitten, they'll probably be more likely to accept different ones as they get older. Yeah. And the thing I do is I feed the dry food, which I do have down all the time because mine don't overeat. And then they have a different wet food in the morning, a different one in the evening. We have like 6 or 7 different types that we have, and we swap up the flavours and textures of that just to mix it up a bit.
So for me, Tarka's just on the same food, because I think with this question, I think we've also got to consider, are they unwell?
Yes.
Because if we're worried there's a medical issue, then that's why they're going off the food and it's getting checked. But the other is looking at the cat and thinking, well, what is their body condition? Yeah. How are they doing? Like Tarka's always slightly on the fat side of things. Yeah. He's always on a weight loss diet. But we free feed him whenever he wants. There's always food there to try and discourage the hunting a little bit. So often he'll come to me being like, I don't want this. And I'm like, well, you're not having anything else because I can see you're still a bit fat.
Yeah, and you can go out and catch a mouse.
Yeah, if you don't want that,
burn off the calories.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and then the other thing with them is that they can get food aversions. So if, say, they've got a period of sickness and they're eating a certain food during that time, they would put 2 and 2 together and think, oh, that food made me feel sick. I don't want to smell something like that or eat something like that again. So that you have to be careful with that. So we will never, or very rarely will we change a cat's food when it's in with us. Because we don't want them to associate that food with the vet and give them a food aversion. So they are quite particular.
What about, whilst we're talking about it, Why does my cat try to bury his food bowl
Oh, Belle does this.
on a tiled floor?
I've looked this up. There's 2 different reasons. One is that cats may try to save it for later, because apparently feral cats will do that. The other one is if it's done, then they just don't like the smell of it anymore, and they're just trying to get rid of it, which I think is what Belle does. It's if one of the other ones leaves a bit of their wet food, then she'll go and try and bury it. Or I will put, because Artie's a bit more fussy with his dry food, I'll put it in different places, and if it's not where it's supposed to be, and I've forgotten to take it back up again, she'll try and bury that as well, because that food shouldn't be there. It's not in the kitchen. So it's a bit of an odd one, but it's probably because you're feeding too much. It's probably split it into smaller meals so that they can finish what's there rather than having to bury it.
What about thoughts on feeding wet or dry food or both? Pros and cons?
I think dry food's got everything they need, so Tarka's getting everything he needs with that.
And historically, dry food has often been better nutrition than wet on average, because it's easier to lock the nutrition in.
Yeah. It's more from a behaviour point of view, I think, the wet food, and also making sure that they get their water intake. Because cats have evolved a bit differently, where they can't metabolize certain things like lilies, paracetamol. There's certainly their metabolism just works slightly differently to dogs, and their kidneys can suffer from certain things, and so it's just a way of getting fluid into them. And I always say you can hide tablets in wet food. If they're not very well and they don't eat their wet food, I know my cats are poorly because they love wet food. So you're not doing anything wrong by doing just dry or just wet. Or...
For me, we just do dry just because of convenience, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's less waste as well, the wet food packaging.
And also we have fly issues in the house because we live on a farm. Yeah. So I know that if I put wet food down, within an hour it'll have fly eggs on it.
Whereas
which is grim.
I use 1 pouch between the 3 of them. They have 1 pouch between the 3 of them morning and evening. Sarabi only gets about a teaspoon, otherwise she'll get an upset tummy, but she likes to feel like she's involved. And so it doesn't get left because they just...
it's gone.
Because they eat it. But yeah, packaging wise, good for the environment, dry food's definitely better.
How about a question I'd like to ask Tarka is, why does Bella keep trying to bite my hands and my feet? It's sort of like that one you said.
Yeah, it's hunting. And it depends how you've played with them when they're young, because I know mine will still play really rough with Joe and bite his hands, because he still does. He'll tickle their tummies and like play fight with them, whereas I don't. And they don't do that to me, but they do it to him. In a different way. Because it's how they've learned. Because they've learned from me. I'll stop playing with them if they bit my hands. Then Sarabi does still sometimes try and get my feet when I go up the stairs. Yeah. She just can't help herself.
Why does my cat sometimes ignore me and turn his back on me?
So sometimes they just need some peace. And we've got, in our stress cat booklet, haven't we, where there's a high intensity and low intensity sort of handling. Yes, and so if we've got stress cats, we'll say to start with the low intensity things, like just being in the room with them, whereas the high intensity would be like grooming and picking them up. And quite often cats do prefer the lower intensity side of things unless they approach you for it. Yeah. But sometimes they are just annoyed with you. Val will do it if she thinks it's wet food time and then I'm doing something else. And But quite often it is that they just want a bit of space, or they're just
and I think sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think cats are one of those animals that sometimes direct eye contact can feel too much, like too intense. So the easiest way for them to deal with that as well is just turn their back on you.
Turn away from you.
And then there's no eye contact.
Yeah, there's no eye contact, but they're still listening. Their ears will normally be back and listening to what you're saying. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, why do they eat grass and make themselves sick?
So most cats will eat grass as fibre, and there's an argument saying that like indoor cats should have access to cat grass because it helps them with hairballs. The fibre can help the hair pass through. And it is a natural thing.
A bit of extra enrichment as well, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's just something else to do. But I think sometimes they will eat possibly too much of it and be sick, or are they eating the grass because they've got a hairball and just that hairball hasn't come up yet? But if they're doing it too much, it's worth speaking to the vet, isn't it? Because it could be a food intolerance.
We'll most commonly see it dogs and cats with things like food intolerances. So even if they're apparently otherwise well, there's not a lot to find. If you've got a low-grade gut disturbance, we'll call it, and a low-grade nausea because of that, and they're just feeling a little bit nauseous and sicky, you'll find they'll eat grass.
Yeah.
So sometimes then we'll put them on a diet trial with a hydrolyzed diet.
Yeah.
And you'll find that they'll stop eating
They
so much
stop
grass.
eating the grass.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we'll put them on something that's got a bit more fibre in it, and then they'll stop eating the grass as well, if it's from a fibre point of view.
Yeah.
But if they're on a dry food, most dry foods have got enough fibre in it. It might be worth trying a hairball diet. That would be the other thing, 'cause it's got more soluble fibre and other fibres in it that might help.
Whilst we're doing them, we may as well go through all the questions
Right then.
anyway. So, my dad loathed cats and only had one
I love
after our
this
dog
one.
died. Why did our cat always make a beeline for my dad?
Because he's low intensity.
Yeah.
He doesn't make eye contact with the cat 'cause he doesn't like it. He doesn't talk
Doesn't
to the
engage with
cat. Doesn't engage with it. So the cat doesn't see him as a threat. The cat thinks, oh, you're speaking my language.
Yeah. Exactly.
And comes and sits with them. Whereas you get the people that really want their cat to love them.
Yeah.
And they want to pick them up. They want to talk to them. They want to be with them all the time. And the cat just
The
doesn't
cat
want to
doesn't
know.
want it. No.
So yeah, your dad's inadvertently being really cat friendly.
That's funny. Okay, I'm saving the best one till last. But should house cats be treated differently? I find the personalities of my house cats are so different to previous cats that went out. Do they need more stimulation? I worry that they're bored.
They can definitely get bored.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do need more. They need like high shelves, wardrobes to climb on to increase their vertical space. Because if you think they've only got the floor in a house, it's not really enough space. They need to play more because they need to be able to hunt. And that was one of the other things I put down, is that they're agile. Naturally, they would go to high resting areas.
Yeah.
They love to explore.
Yeah.
They like scratching, predatory play. So things like activity feeding, like tunnels, and just swapping up the toys quite often. The other thing I'll do while Sarabi's been in is I'll pick up leaves or feathers and things from outside to bring back, because they've just got different smells and stuff on them, and she loves that then and likes to play. So yeah, they do
use
need
herbs and that sort of thing, can't you?
Yeah,
Just stuff
cat mint's really good.
acts as stimulation. It's sort of putting on for me, it's putting on my zoo hat really, and thinking, well, how would we enrich the lives of captive wild animals?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same for cats.
And bird feeders is a really good thing as well, to have bird feeders outside so they can watch the birds.
Preferably not in an area where the birds are easy to catch for the cat.
No, but if it was
like
an indoor
like the window
cat,
feeders and stuff.
Yeah. Or a fish tank is the other thing as well that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's done any studies on how stressful it is for the fish. But
I don't think they'd be that bothered. I think they get used to it.
And if you've got plenty of plants in there for them to hide and stuff as well. But cats can really love a fish tank. I've seen ones where people have made those fish tanks where it's got like a cave underneath it. And so the
and the
cats
cat goes
can
up
sit
inside
in there
it. I think Tar could like that.
But yeah, I think it's just... And I think they are a bit more needy indoor cats because they rely on you a lot more.
Well, and I think that is a thing. You become the point of enrichment in the environment, so they can be more needy.
Yeah.
Another thing I've sometimes suggested to people is, along the veins of bringing the outside in, is, for example, bring in a big log and lean it up against the wardrobe or something like that. So you've got something to like go up and scratch on it, but also to get up somewhere high.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
I think it's thinking outside the box, because some of the cat toys and scratches that are made aren't always necessary. They're made to look nice to us,
but if they
they're
can't
not that
stretch
good
up
for
their
cats.
full height, and most cats that stretch up their full height, it's like, I don't know, maybe even slightly higher than the work surface, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get their claws right up.
And that's why they like the side of a sofa, and that's why they like the stairs as well, because they're nice and solid and they can get a good scratch.
I think it's so funny when we move house. We're going to be moving with all our tatty furniture that's all scratched up and stuff.
Yeah, but
I
you
was saying
don't have
this
to
to Emily
worry
the other
about
day.
it.
I know.
It's
Like,
your nice, lovely house.
We've looked around several properties, and like some of them nicer than others, but if we're going to move into one that currently looks really nice and put all our tatty stuff in there. It's like,
We've had our sofa for, I don't know, probably like 10 years. We just restuffed it because we were like, if we get a new one, it's just going to get scratched again.
Nanny, bless her, was like left the sofa in her will to us. Essentially, she said to me the other day.
Does she think you
it was
need
worrying
one?
her. It's already like 20 years old. The sofa. It's definitely seen better days.
Well, this
Bless
was the first
her.
one me and Joe had bought because we had just people's hand-me-down sofas. And again, we just thought, oh, the cats are just going to scratch
If we're buying
it.
a house, we're not going to be able to afford to buy a sofa anytime soon. So.
Yeah. And I just think if you're going to have a cat, just don't worry about them scratching your stuff.
Oh yeah, no. I think it comes with the territory. You know, it just comes with it. You just got to accept that.
And they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you're only inviting other cat people around, they'll understand. So yeah.
Okay, what about, why does my cat have such a huge, in brackets, I mean huge, pouch under her, and yet my other cat doesn't have any at all? Goes on to say, I'm serious, she's got a B cup in bra size going on down there. Pouches confuse me.
Well, it's a primordial pouch, so it's like the bit of skin that they've got, so that when they're leaping and being agile, they've got a bit of skin to stretch out, so their back legs can stretch. But if they get a little bit overweight at any point, it doesn't bounce back.
No. If they get overweight, and then if they've
had a pregnancy.
Yes, possibly.
Do it as well. And we see it with the diabetic cats a lot, don't we, as well?
Yes.
They tend to have one as well.
Yeah, I would say maybe there is some like low grade. Perhaps I should look this up a bit more. Some low grade metabolic issues which can predispose to it. But often it is that they've been overweight at some point, drops a little bit of weight, and they end up with a saggy belly underneath.
And it just doesn't go back. And when they walk, it goes side to side.
Yeah.
But the main thing I'd say is if you want to feel how overweight they are, have an actual feel with your hand and feel their waist, because obviously sometimes it looks worse than it is.
And we'll find we've got cats that were obese and we managed to diet them.
Yeah.
And they just look like a deflated balloon evermore and all saggy underneath.
And they've
like
done
a tummy
so
tuck.
well.
But they carry on looking fat from the side.
Oh, bless them. But it's not normally anything to worry about unless they've dropped a lot of weight recently and you haven't been trying to get them to lose weight, really. It doesn't seem to bother them.
I mean, to be fair, I think also some overweight cats do seem to store more fat there.
Yes.
Like disproportionate amount of fat there compared to other areas in the body.
And we get it in dogs as well, don't we? Where sometimes they'll have like saddlebags, and then sometimes they'll have a big belly.
Cocker spaniels have fat bums. That all accumulates around the tail base.
Yeah. Whereas like pugs, you'll get it all around their chest as well. So it does depend on the breed, I think, a little bit as well. And you'll get some cats that get a really fat neck, and then others that just get a fat belly. So.
Okay, I think that's most of the questions.
The only other, I think the other thing I had put on here was sensitivity to smell and noise, because they're so self-reliant. So when you're talking about an indoor cat, it's unnatural for them to be so reliant on that person. So it is, the other thing you need to make sure is that they've got enough access to enough litter trays, because they can't go outside to choose somewhere different, that you have got enough water, you've got places for them to play, places to sleep, and that you've got enough food available through the day in small amounts rather than, because being just fed twice a day, especially for people, we have people sometimes that work shifts and they say the cats are getting aggressive about the food, but they're only being fed twice a day. So being self-reliant, and that means that they have to be aware and they have to be alert, because they're bred to be self-reliant.
Also bear in mind, if you have a multi-cat household, you might have cats that have different nutritional and dietary requirements in there, and you need to be prepared to cater for all that. So microchip feeders and that sort of thing.
The microchip feeders are brilliant. And timed feeders I quite often recommend as well, that if you're working a long shift, they can have 1 or 2 meals during the day. And then scent marking is really important. So one of the things we get a lot, isn't it, is urine spraying or inappropriate urination. And the first thing they'll do...
Like Taka weeing in tortoises and coaches.
I think that's just because he likes that litter.
Because it looks like a massive litter tray to him.
And it's nice and warm.
Oh, great. This is like heated litter tray. 2 of them in the living room.
It's the poshest one. And it's not even litter in there, it's like light dirt, isn't it? So it's the most natural thing. So the thing, first of all, they'll face rub and share scent, and so when they're rubbing against you, they're sharing their group scent with you and making you one of the group. And they said that that's a homely.
I think that's why they dribble as well. It's partly where dribbling comes from. It's just like a marking thing.
That's what they would do. So you don't normally get adult. If you had feral cats, they probably wouldn't do that, because it's something that they would do when the mum produces milk. And because they're taken away from the mums earlier than they would be naturally. It's like kneading as well. They wouldn't do that naturally, feral cats. It's just something that. And we think, oh, that's cute as well. Not when they dribble, but when they need. And so they do it, even more. And then if they need to do more, they'll scratch. And again, that's normally a homely marking of them just feeling that's nice. But they will territory mark that like middle area of territory that they've got as well.
Like the sofa.
Yeah, they like to, And that they'll also do the sofa as like a wind down thing. I always say that for cats, it's like taking your slippers off, putting your slippers on when you get home and taking your shoes off. And then the cats will go and just have a scratch and then settle down. And then if they're still feeling that isn't their territory, then they'll urine mark. So if they're spraying, it's normally a warning either to other cats or a territory sort of marking. So if they're feeling really insecure in their house, that's normally when they will spray.
Classic would be like round the front door, won't it? If there's been other cats outside, like a male tomcat outside spraying, then they'll go and toilet there.
And then also plastic things that heat up and cool down, so like microwaves, toasters, TVs, because it gives off the sort of smell that they feel they need to cover up. It's useful. And then also, then the worst one that they could do is middening, when they just poo and don't cover it up. And that's what they would do all around the outside of their territory, just to say to another cat, this is mine. I'm not even going to bother covering it up. I want you to see it. Because they don't have a lot of like facial, or they don't talk that much naturally to each other, so they need these ways of.
I think I'm right in saying like meowing is pretty much just for human benefit,
just
isn't
for us
it?
as well. And I read a thing the other day that said that cats will meow in different pitches and in different ways and patterns, depending on the language that the people talk. So a Japanese cat will have a different meow to like an American cat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because they know what gets our attention.
What happens if you take an American bred cat
I don't know.
to Japan? Is it a learned thing, or is it like actually they've genetically ended up that way?
I presume it's something they learn as kittens, I would have thought, because that is what they keep on doing, because they don't really talk to their mum or the other kittens, so I presume it's something they learn as a kitten. Yeah. So
Tarka's very talkative. If you meow to him, he'll meow back at you. Or if you talk to him at all.
Belle only does it if she wants something. Artie does it as soon as he comes through the back door, like, just feed me, I'm here. But otherwise mine aren't really that noisy. But then I suppose it is an inbred thing as well, though, because like Siamese, they're really noisy, very and Bengals are quite. So I suppose it is. Yeah, but then they're all ones that have been in touch with humans a lot, aren't they? Because we've bred them to do that. Bred and bred. So it's a lot different. And then the other thing was that they have a lot of keep away signals, but they don't have many like affectionate signals as much. No,
well, they just. Cats aren't very good at making friends, are they? No. And if they fall out, that's it. Yeah, that's it. They generally hold a grudge forever. Yeah, it will take ages, which is why we say to introduce them really slowly, because once they're scared of each other or annoyed, that's it. Yeah, then that's it. They're just, And I remember when I brought Nemo home, because he was a Persian, he was like, he couldn't breathe properly because he had obstructive airways. He was like snorty and grunty, and then the other two cats didn't know what he was trying to say. He was trying to be really friendly, but then the other two cats fell out amongst themselves because they were so stressed by Nemo. Oh, it was awful. And that's when Gav started peeing on the curtains. Oh, it was awful. So So the moral of the story is just have one cat. Stick to one. If you've got an easy life, just have one cat. Or do it very, very slowly. Or just have one cat. Yeah. The cat will probably be happy with one cat. Or take them on as siblings is the other thing. But then mine weren't, and they or have breeds that like the ragdolls. Yeah, that breeds that are just more chilled. Yeah. More inbred ultimately. Yeah. Aren't they? Yeah, and they're used to getting onto each other. And then with smells, they will normally smell things from a distance. So that cat would have left its feces uncovered. The other cat doesn't have to go right up to it to smell it. No, it's there. Yeah, they're really, really sensitive to smell. So any new stuff you're bringing into the house, especially like new babies and all the baby stuff that comes with them, that can be quite a common one, can't it? So it upsets them. Their communication style is really different to a dog. And we just expect them to move in with us. Yeah, and just exist. Take to another cat, take to a dog. Yeah. I think one of the other most common reasons we'll see behavioural issues is where you have got a new pet that's come into the household. Classically a dog. People have a cat, get a dog. Suddenly the cat's toileting in the bath. Yeah. Partly through just genuine stress, and partly because actually the lift tray's downstairs. Yeah. And it doesn't want to go downstairs because the dog's there. Yeah. Even if that dog is currently like an 8-week-old tiny puppy. Yeah. The cat's just like, no way, don't want to know. Because they can smell it from upstairs. Or even if the cat will go downstairs, is it going to be comfortable enough to sit and have a poo? Yeah. Or a wee? Probably not. That's the most vulnerable time for them, really. So it's bearing in mind that actually keeping those resources accessible for them is important. Making sure they're comfortable with it. Yeah. And it does, and the amount, we don't normally have people who have a problem with the cat being stressed and then they come back again and again and again and again. Normally you do pick up on these signals and then you realise, and then you correct them. Yeah. And we do have some repeat offenders, like multi-cat households where you just never get them happy because they're not happy because there's too many cats. Yeah. Yeah. But too many together. But at least the owners do pick up and they know they're stressed. Yes, yeah. But they're more complicated than you think. Do you want to ask me the quiz questions? Yeah, shall I ask you the quiz questions? Right, these are more about wildcats. Okay. So, I think you will know this. Well, you might not remember the name though, because it was in a David Attenborough documentary. Okay. What is the wildcat with the highest kill success? So it's known as the deadliest cat. Oh, I don't know. Was it that one that was hunting in water? No, I don't know.
It's a black-footed cat. Do you remember that one in the desert? It's really
Oh,
tiny.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it has
really,
like a
really
tiny little
one.
high-pitched meow.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has like a 60% kill rate.
Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's really good. Yeah, definitely look it up. Black-footed cat.
Black-footed
So
cat.
cute. If you put BBC black-footed cat, the David Attenborough one comes up, and it's really funny. Do you know the differences between Scottish wildcats and domestic tabbies?
Well, Scottish wildcats have a thicker tail that comes to quite a blunt end.
Yeah.
And has always got a black tip and then thick black rings on the tail. I think I'm right in saying.
Right.
Is it that would be the main way,
that's
and
the
then
main one.
the faces are slightly different, and the markings on the sides be slightly different.
Yeah,
But
they
the
are
main
slightly
thing
different.
is the tail, I think. Isn't
Yeah, and then they haven't got any white on their feet or their stomach, which
No,
quite often
yeah.
a tabby might have.
Yeah.
And they're normally more muscly. And it says they're larger, but when I looked up the weights, they're not actually that heavy. But then I suppose they're quite lean. Oh, and then they've got longer canines.
Oh, have they?
But you'd have to get quite close to be able to see that. Right, and then I've got a higher or lower quiz.
Okay.
And this is the speeds that things can move at.
Okay.
So a domestic cat can do 30 miles an hour, which that's quite impressive.
30 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what, yeah.
Okay.
A bobcat, do you think that's higher or lower?
Higher.
It's the same, 30 miles
Is it
an
the
hour.
same?
Yeah,
Bobcats.
I know. And they've
Quite
got
a lot
longer
bigger.
legs.
Yeah. Okay.
A leopard,
Faster, for sure.
only just though, 36.
Really?
And then I looked it up, it's because they're in the jungle, I think. And
Well,
so they don't
leopards would
run
hunt
as
on the
fast.
savannah and stuff as well. I mean, they don't have they're ambush predators,
Yeah, so they can't move
but they'd
as
still
fast.
need a burst of speed.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, 36 miles
Okay.
an hour. Usain Bolt, he's not a cat, just for reference.
Not as fast.
No, 27.5.
Yeah.
So a normal
cat
domestic cat could
could
outrun
outrun
Usain
Usain
Bolt.
Maybe not the one with the size B saggy pouch underneath.
No, and
But-
none of mine. The ragdolls definitely couldn't. The black-footed cat, which is the deadliest cat.
That'd be less than a domestic cat, I reckon, because it's smaller.
Yeah, 10 miles an hour. But it
10
is
miles an hour.
tiny. I think that's an ambush one as well. It
Yeah.
it can leap really high through that one. Tiger?
That'll be faster than the leopard, but only just, I reckon.
Yeah, 40 miles an hour. Yeah, 40 miles an hour faster. Mountain lion? So this is how fast you'd have to run to get away from a wild
we're
side.
side. I think a mountain lion would be similar to the leopard, maybe a little bit faster.
No, it's faster than the tiger.
No,
49.
really?
49 miles an hour. Yeah.
I suppose they do chase the guanacos, like the wild llamas
yes,
around.
yeah.
So yeah, I suppose
49. And
49
then
miles
a
an
jaguar.
a jaguar is going to be less. A jaguar is, let's say, I don't know, like 35. Something
It's the same as a mountain lion, 49.
Oh, really?
So
But
yeah,
they're
when
like
they want
completely
to.
different builds,
I
though.
know. Yeah, 49.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's
Because
what-
jaguars are like quite thick-set, muscly creatures.
Yeah, I thought that as well. And because they climb trees and stuff, I didn't expect them to be as fast. So I don't know. Yeah.
You might settle into your task now. So, can you get one of those mountain lions to run?
We need like one of those.
What was it,
greyhound
49
rabbits,
miles an hour?
49 miles an hour. We need
Yeah,
a greyhound
that's
rabbit
a
and
good
then a GoPro. If anyone out there. Do some
Well, I
picture
mean,
with the
I got her
mountain lions.
to measure the monkey's arm with a tape measure.
Oh.
So have I shown you those
what,
pictures?
What, the spider monkey?
Yeah, yeah.
No, you haven't shown me.
I'm not showing you those
No, how
pictures.
long's shall I guess how long the spider
I
monkey's
don't know. It's on my phone. I'll find
I
it.
bet it's about 60 or 70.
Because
No, I
we're
think it's like a
measuring
metre.
up to make the blood taking sleeve,
Oh, yeah.
where they put their arm into it
in and hold
voluntarily
it,
and
yeah.
hold something.
Yeah.
We're going to train them to have bloods taken.
That'd be cool.
I need to actually get back on the case of that. But yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you get one of those rabbits. You can just buy them off Amazon, the rabbit things, the dogs
Can you?
chase. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
They're not going to be as fit though, are they? As like a wild. I would think that's wild ones that they
Yeah, for sure.
tracked.
Yeah.
Well, you might just be able to get us like the things that the police use to
Speedometer.
Speedometer, just because you could do all of the animals there. Then how cool would that be?
Yeah, I
I
think
wonder
it's
how
struggle to
fast the
encourage them to
capybara
move.
could go.
They can go pretty quick.
Can they?
Yeah. You got your foot. Actually, I can Google it.
Yeah, Google
How fast do you think capybara goes?
Yeah, because could the capybara outrun any of those animals?
Well, could the capybara outrun the jaguar? Is
No,
the
I
question?
don't think so.
Because jaguars hunt capybara. Right. Oh, guess how
What are
fast?
they? Like
20,
20?
22 miles an hour.
Oh, So the jaguar should be able to get the capybara. I bet the capybara can turn quicker, can
The
they?
capybara would be able to turn quick and also go into water. They,
Yeah. Yeah, the capybara would be able to swim quite fast.
Capybara
wouldn't it?
top speed in water. 5 miles an hour.
Oh.
So what's a jaguar top speed in water?
Oh man.
I think I need to specify that it's
Oh yeah, it's doing a car. No, it doesn't give you the speed.
just as they
of
like to
swimming.
swim. How fast is a jaguar in water?
I can't imagine they swim very fast.
I don't know. Doesn't want to tell me,
And a
unfortunately.
capybara's only got little legs. Isn't it?
Which big cat is the fastest swimmer? It says a jaguar, but it doesn't say how.
It doesn't say how fast. How do they know?
Unfortunately, my phone's recording. So
Oh, and I
otherwise
didn't put the
chat
cheetah in there because
GPT
I
it.
think the cheetah was something like 79 miles an hour.
No, it's
it's-
not that fast. It's about
It
60,
was
isn't
over,
it?
it was over 70, I'm sure. And that's just crazy.
I need it in
Oh, I
need
did
it
in
in
miles.
not
Yeah, I'm sure it was like
kilometres,
70 miles an hour, I think.
68 to 75 mile an hour.
That's mad, isn't it?
That's crazy.
It's just so fast. Compared to all those other cats as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
they're
so
just
much faster than
built
anything.
for speed,
yeah.
aren't they?
It's so different to any of the others.
Yeah.
So cats are cool.
But also a bit complicated and a bit thick, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to be like, you could just get on, but you're
Yeah.
not going to get on. So.
Or something like a noise scares them. You're like, you've heard that noise like a million
Yeah.
times before.
Yeah.
But that is that thing. If they've heard it the first time and it scared them, it can
Yeah,
take
then
them
it's-
so
yeah.
long to. Whereas a dog, you could. It's not. You can normally
can
give them some
habituate
food
them to
along with
it,
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'll have to see how dark it gets on when we move. I feel like you might just end up a house cat, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you'll need to be in to start with anyway.
Yeah.
That's a pain though. I don't know how people have house cats. It's just so hard, like trying to keep all. Oh, we've got.
I don't think you'd be that bothered, to be fair.
Because we've got window restrictors now on our windows, so that if we have fosters and that again, that
Yeah.
we
I
know
think
them
more the
because it's
thing,
just
more
so
the thing for
hard.
me is that we leave the doors open.
Yeah, the kids as well.
Kids do.
Yeah.
The dogs
Otherwise,
do
you must
that,
just be on
so-
edge all the time, like shut that door. And...
Yeah. But yeah, watch this space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, might move in house soon. Which is a bit crazy. So that's when the fun will start.
Oh, it'll be so. I just think you're going to love getting all the Avers exactly how you want them, and
Yeah, no, it will be nice because it's not truly a blank canvas, the place that we're looking at.
no.
I mean, I'll share details of it if it goes ahead, because for me at the moment it's very much like not clear. But yeah, it'd be quite nice. And Lindsay's got those 2 macaws that she wants me to have.
I know. I didn't mention that because I didn't.
Making a
He's
big-
already
big-
shown me
big-
where the
a
aviary
big
will
maca-
be.
Yeah, I've already got a site for the aviary. So.
That's like the
although now
payoff.
I'm thinking, I'd like it bigger, really, but yeah.
Got to start somewhere.
Well, I could put it. There's another place I could put it, but then that's where the apple trees are, which
Oh,
they won't
destroy
last
them.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
So actually, that's going to be where the jackdaws will go.
yeah.
But to be fair, when we do move, if we create a new jackdaw aviary, I might euthanize the one that can't fly properly. Because in my opinion, I
You
would
might not
I
be
would
able
have
to get
euthanized him.
around.
But yeah, if we're going to have a big open space and to fly around, he's just not going to be able to fly.
No, and he might feel a bit vulnerable
It's just
then.
not really. It's not really fair. It's not what I
But then
keep
it's not
birds
fair
for.
on the others to be on a smaller one just
No,
for him either,
no,
is it?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But we'll see. I might try and integrate them with Jack as well.
No, that would
But
be
then
nice.
Emily wants an aviary that she can go into, and she can't go into Jack
because
because Jack attacks her.
She'll have
so
the macaws though.
yeah, I have a feeling she probably won't be going in with the macaws that much either.
Oh, they'll be so cool. They swear though.
No, do they
Didn't
do
she
that?
say? Didn't she say they said one swear word?
Maybe. I've not heard them swear when I've been there.
No, I'm sure she said they said
They're
one.
noisy because all these sorts of
Funny, the
birds
kids
are.
will think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you had a macaw this week, yeah? I missed
Yes,
it.
yeah, Charlie and
Oh,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Do you see the tongue?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
we'll
cool.
we'll put the tongue on the YouTube version,
Oh.
shall we?
I was a bit like, oh, I can't believe I missed that.
I know.
So the only macaws we've had in when I've been here have been very, very sick. Do you remember we had one that was on oxygen for like 3 hours. We're here on a Sunday evening. I've never had one that's like
Yeah,
healthy
no.
and like that.
No.
That was cool. Did it sit on your shoulder as well?
No, sat on my arm.
On your arm.
I don't tend to let them on my shoulder because I have
Oh,
very
yeah.
sticky out ears. So I don't want them being bitten off. And also, to be fair, like good bird handling, you probably don't want them on your shoulder too much because you're not really got any control when they're on your shoulder. And with the best one in the world, even when they're very acclimatised to people, they do have a stonking big beak they could really bite you with.
It's massive. So, that must have been really cool.
Right, let's get wrapped up, shall we?
Yeah.
I think we need to do some work soon. So, yeah, thank you to Vets Pets Hair for sponsoring. I forgot to mention that at the start. Maybe we'll have to find a new sponsor because it must be coming up to 12 months soon.
Yeah, if anyone wants to.
I think it was like October. Yeah, if someone wants a sponsor. We'll actually have to put more work in and get some more guests, really. Say every time.
We've got a list of people, haven't we? It's just, but it's you having time as well and being able to leave the practice at the moment.
Yes.
Like leave the county, really. I should say not the practice. You leave the practice. It's not that bad.
Right, cool. I've been Elliot.
I've been Becky.
And we've been the Vet with Pets podcast. Thank you for listening.